Alright, welcome to another exciting episode of Full Circle. I'm your host as always, Harmon Jr. Please feel free to find me at Harmon Jr.
And I am Jared Fradette. You can find me at Tombalo. We've got a great topic for you today. I have 3 topics, not just one. We'll be talking about us. I just thought it was a stellar topic, just all about us.
We could just have an entire side show. We do what we want.
It's fair. It's true.
Oh, we'll be talking about... I thought you had more... We're talking about Ninja. He's back in the news for Ninja things. Controversy? I don't know if it's even controversy. It's just...
Drama.
There we go, drama.
Drama llama for your mama.
And you know, llamas is like the mascot of Fortnite, so yeah.
Is it?
You know that?
Oh, the piñata.
Yeah.
Yeah. Viva piñata. Okay, we're way off topic already. But first and foremost, we're going to talk about the Animal Crossing New Horizon Direct.
Woo! So in case you've been under a rock, Animal Crossing is the sim life game for Nintendo. It's been around for, I don't know, since...
GameCube times.
Yeah. What's the first game on GameCube?
It was.
Very nice. So sadly, we have not seen a revival of Harvest Moon yet, but...
We got a different slice of life.
So, Animal Crossing New Horizons. If you didn't know, we hadn't talked about the show, but they are releasing a new Switch model for Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it is probably the best Switch model to date.
It's adorable looking.
It's adorable looking. Like, even if you don't like Animal Crossing, I've never actually played one of the games, but I just want... I mean...
Okay.
We'll get into that. I've never played it, but New Horizons make me want to play it. So, a lot of people was upset with Nintendo because... I don't know who starts the rumor mill that Nintendo's supposed to have a direct about each and every game on whatever day. Someone goes, it's going to be Monday, and then it doesn't happen on Monday. They reveal an awesome Switch Lite that's pink coral pink, whatever. But then it came later in the week. And so, the first, if you don't know, you're on a desert island, you have an island, you're in a tent. And, you build up the island. That's all Nintendo shows. So, it was kind of like, well, with Pokemon, the rumor mill started where people were like, oh, this is the end of Animal Crossing. They don't care about us. Mm-hmm. Nintendo doesn't care. They're probably going to be DLC. You're going to have to, like, buy other stuff. And then Direct came out. And it was like, no, there's no paid DLC. Here's everything you could ever want to do in Animal Crossing times a million.
That's right, Dexter. Just always bring it back to them. Nintendo isn't super greedy. All the updates and free content will be coming to us. Free.
So, this is what I find funny. So, even before the DLC, as of right now, with The Sims 4, which The Sims 4 has paid DLC, like, every time the wind changes direction. Mm-hmm. Now, really, like, their DLC is like $30 a pop.
Because it's a whole new, like, the Magician's Pack, the Pets Pack, the Teenage Pack.
So, even with all that, base model Animal Crossing has, I don't know the exact number, so I'm just going to say times 3. It's more, regardless of how much more, it's more customization options for your house and your character and clothing than The Sims 4 out the gate.
Let's just go ahead and talk about that. Okay, so this is a hugely... I tried playing Pocket Camp for a while. It was...
Happy Home Designer, wherever that was?
No.
For you on your phone. Yeah.
It falls into my category of all Nintendo apps. Why? It just never really worked out. But I am excited that I can fully customize basically literally anything in the game. The wallpaper, the pattern, the furniture... Because there have been so many times over the past years where I've gotten a furniture, and I love its design, but it's the wrong color. It's like, yeah, woohoo, I've got the dark blue modern bed. I'm like, but it doesn't match my chessboard pattern room because it's not black.
The thing that really got me was like, not only can you pick, the pattern, you can change the direction of the pattern. I was just like, oh dear God.
The fact that, right, it's like, you can create patterns and put them onto the furniture. Right, so I can finally have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Themed bed in Animal Crossing.
Another fun thing in Animal Crossing, so designs you made in New Leaf, which was, the last main title game, Happy Home Designer, I don't think Pocket Camp falls in this, but I know Happy Home Designer and New Leaf, those designs that you made on your 3DS meticulously, with the app, you can change it to a QR code and implement those designs in the new game.
So here's an actual complaint about this. In order to do that, though, you need to download the Nintendo Switch app with the subset of Nook. There's an Animal Crossing app inside of that app that you'll be able to download for the sole purpose of being able to scan QR codes. Because I just realized, because of this, maybe not the best marketing campaign, the Switch actually doesn't have a camera on it.
No.
Which feels weird for me to say, but
maybe one of the Joy-Cons has a camera. I feel like it would.
Nope, I looked that up too. They only have the infrared cameras.
So,
I don't know. Back to Pokemon Home that we gave last week or so. the dividing up of the functions across multiple platforms for the sole purposes to just compensate for the Switch's deficits feels
Well,
weird.
I mean, we could have a whole topic on Switch Online and the Nintendo app. Like, it's just bad.
So
I get it. I honestly get it. It's protect kids from the awfulness of online, and I commend Nintendo for doing it. I get it. This is ultimately, literally a compromise.
Right.
But I'm of the mindset, even if it's cumbersome, if it works, it works. Like, yeah, because I mean. Well, I might gotta take 2 or 3 steps to get my design, but let's be real, Jared. That's a lot easier than remaking said design.
Yeah, but this goes into my factoring of reviewing it. Is it good or not?
Yeah.
But back to the game overall customization. You get to have natural hair, Odell.
I do.
I
do. People ask why it's important. It's because gaming has made leaps and bounds for 30 plus years, and I'm barely saying I can. I've had this hair for almost 30 years, and I still have it.
Right.
So games that let me do it, I'm like, yay.
As well as your skin tone, you don't have to go down to the beach and tan to get your character to look somewhat in the direction of vaguely.
You know, even though we're getting better, the one thing, I saw this meme once that was just like, it was like Grand Theft Auto or something. It was like, cool. I love when I can change my skin tone from like a white dude to an awkwardly dark white dude. You know, I'm not saying that we'll get to like perfect facial features, but facial structure options, like even if I just had like a generic like this is non-European facial structure, it would still be a step in the right direction. It's just very like, you know, it sometimes it is awkward.
Can we offer you a racially cartoonish version of what you want?
I think Pokemon Go. Like when I make my skin tone dark, I'm almost like I kind of just want to stay white.
Yeah, no,
I look weird.
The Pokemon Go avatars are completely 100% British looking. They're not even like other European looking. They're Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah, but back to Animal Crossing.
Customization.
Like, yeah, so think about it. Sims 4, which is honestly a $100 to $200 game at this point.
Mm-hmm.
For $60, you were getting much more customization, which it's funny because unlike, you know, Pokemon, all the Animal Crossing naysayers when they're, I was like, oh, we're gonna have like a repeat. Like people were actually like, we're gonna have a repeat of, you know, Dexit. Like I don't know what the Animal Crossing version would be, but it's funny. All of them were just like, oh god, not only did all my fears get squashed, like people are already convulsing at the mouth of like so much. Not you can be a Lapis because you can terraform your island like completely.
Yes, you can terraform the island. You can dictate who is and is not on your island.
I love that part. Like, you can invite people and not give them, like, you can't use a shovel or anything. You can use a net. You can't touch my island. You can
view. You cannot edit. Thank you.
Did you see the museums?
The museum is gorgeous. Like, I've always loved the museum feature to begin with, but now it's, like, taken up a whole new notch. It's a gorgeous, like, British Museum of Natural History, like, quality, top tier.
You know, I'm not a big fan of the slice of life genre per se. Like I skipped on not Harvest Moon. What's the Harvest Moon spiritual successor that everyone keeps playing in love?
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I skipped on Stardew Valley. I honestly think I will get Animal Crossing, and I'm scared because one, it looks amazing, but two, like I'm not that crafty. I'm just not like I feel like I'm gonna see like yours, our friend Tiny knows on the last show. I'm gonna see like her stuff, and then like mine's gonna be like. I put a poster up and
have you seen there's a meme of Animal Crossing where it's just you sleeping in your tent with like a lamp in the corner and it's like some guys really be living like this.
I never even got the house. Like, I just have
I just have the tent. Isabel is back for people. Isabel stands.
Oh, have you seen the memes? Because like everyone said like it's Jack and Coke at her desk. Like, you know, it's everyone's just like, oh, look at Isabel. We're born at 9 a.m. drinking.
No, I think it's in Pocket. They don't have alcohol, but they have fun juice. Fun time juice. It's great. Sadly, and this is another complaint I have to say, as great as it is, so amiibos are available for you to bring characters forward, except they pointedly point out KK Slider is not available. What the hell, Nintendo?
Okay, I was confused. Did they say not available yet? Because then they say going forward.
Currently not available, yeah.
So, but he will be available, right?
At some point. He better be. I want to hear tropical remixes of all his old tunes. Like, just imagine it right now. We're all on the beach for some firework festival. and like he's around the campfire just like playing.
So, and it's funny because people were talking about, just to go back to, they're trying to point, but like they're like, look how Animal Crossing did all this and more. What happened to you, Pokemon? And I'm still of the mindset, one,
They're vastly different.
they're vastly different. The production time was vastly different, and also I am still of mindset after the latest Pokemon Direct that it wasn't that Pokemon didn't want to come and all this stuff. They clearly have a plan to extend the life of this game.
Right.
Like, coming up in June, July with the new. So I'm honestly thinking that the master plan for Sword and Shield was meant to be this, for whatever reason.
Right. Because let's face it, as fun and wonderful as Animal Crossing New Horizons can be, like we've said multiple times, it's clearly just a slice of life game, which applies to a niche market. And these are people that will just happily play it. It's
a casual
game, which I mean sounds like I'm poo-pooing it, but
you're not. I mean, you will pour thousands of hours into these games. People
it's like Madden games. Do you really need bells and whistles for Madden games?
Yeah. And I mean, and there's no competition factor. Literally, the only thing you have to do to make it better is literally give options.
Right.
Like, let's be real. All the things I can do in Animal Crossing New Horizons, I will probably touch a fourth of. And I'm being generous. I'm really being generous. But for these things, as long as you just they don't have to be balanced. They don't have to. I mean, literally, you can make one item, make it every color humanly imaginable, and the game is there X amount better. That's just how these games work.
Right. I mean, as opposed to the competitive nature of Pokemon, Animal Crossing is just a game.
Oh.
Okay.
Speaking of just a game, if you haven't heard about the drama recently, Ninja, gaming's true blue first celebrity, would you say, Jared?
Yeah. I mean, like non-gamers know his name.
Yeah, non-gamers know his name. Like, his name is almost synonymous with Fortnite, which also non-gamers know. Right. So, he's back in the news because he was having one of his streams on, his new platform, Mixer. Everything was going well. And then...
Until...
he didn't rage quit. He got visibly, audibly upset after losing a match. Understandable, he's a professional. People expect him to be good. I assume he didn't lose in dramatic fashion. He probably just... I think he got sniped or something. He just got sniped by some other streamers.
His literal life dependency, his currency of life, his way of life, there we go. His entire way of life literally depends on him being undeniably good at games. So
on the stream, he came after, I wouldn't say the attacker, agitator, commenter, because, commenter after was like, it's just a game. And then he started off good in my mind. He basically said...
Let's just read the tweet.
Okay. The phrase, "it's just a game," is a weak mindset. You are okay with what happened. Losing. Imperfection of a craft. When you stop getting angry after losing, you've lost twice. There's something to learn and always room for improvement. Never settle. So,
let's break that down, right?
Wait, before we do, I just want to say that, in the video, this is a very cool, concise statement. But the initial video, this part, was not... Because this of its own sounds perfectly fine.
This was also read with Odell's voice when... You can either we'll include the audio of Ninja actually, what he actually said.
He was very verbally angry, upset, and then I say attacking people for saying, cool, it's all right that you lost.
Right. So let's break this down now. Right. Okay. Right. So yes, obviously anger holds a certain necessity in human society and survival, right? Like if I didn't get upset if I was wronged, well, then yes. Like, the bank loses my money. I go, oh, well, no, I should be upset at the bank and demand that they find my money. Right? But it can also become very toxic very quickly.
Yes.
And so for Ninja to extend, right, so in the mindset of the tweet, basically, like professionals, yes, you should have a certain standard for yourself. And it's natural and reasonable to be upset if you don't meet that standard. Because like I said, your way of life depends on that.
Yeah.
However, for casual gamers or even medium gamers,
I'll say for anyone
that's not at the professional level, you shouldn't be getting radically upset.
And I think we're still missing the key point is that, like I said in the video, he is actually attacking people. He is calling them losers. He is calling them, right. if you don't get upset, then you're worthless.
I mean, even in this tweet, he's like, you're a weak mindset. You're feeble-minded. I'm like, no, I'm able to control myself because, okay, confession. Like, when I get angry and I go on a losing spree in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, like, it is not healthy. I work for a living. It's not healthy for me to stay up until 2 in the morning trying to get back to Elite. That's stupid. That no way benefits. Like, I'm tired. I'm not even improved, right? Like, he's like, you should always improve yourself. If I'm gaming at 2 in the morning, I am sleep deprived and not actually improving. I'm making irrational decisions that are not good.
Yeah, and on the flip side of the coin, if I'm fighting a match and it's evenly, and I feel myself making mistakes, I'm slipping up, due to lack of practice or lack of skill or foresight. Yes, it's perfectly fine for me to be upset myself, to be like, I could do better. I know I could do better. I have the capability to be a better me than I was in that match. And now I'm angry, and this anger is going to motivate me to be better. And one of the things I always say, yes, you're free to say and talk however you want, but when you have a platform, when people view you, you just have to be conscious of what your words. So, let's be real, millions of kids watch you. And to tell them that, like, if you don't get upset for losing, something is wrong with you. If you don't get upset for losing, then you're weak-minded. If you don't get upset for losing, you should be ashamed of yourself. Those are very dangerous words.
Which, right, like, even outside of the game, let's bring this back to the fact that he is a celebrity. There is the stereotype of the angry gamer who smashes his controller and punches holes in drywall.
Granted, he didn't do none of this. We're not saying he did.
Right. But, so when non-gamers hear him saying this, it reinforces that stereotype in their minds of, yeah, just angry gamer bros. And it's like, just kind of bringing us all down, man.
Yeah, so like I say, the message itself was clear. It's not a bad message. The delivery, though, was...
No, I'll even just say it's a bad message, period, because he includes words like weak mindset. Yeah, it's like if you ever stop getting angry, I'm like, no, at some point you have to stop being angry. Like, even with the positives of being able to use anger as a motivation, right? Like, you can be angry that, I lost and now I need to get better, but you need to calm the hell down. Think about what you did wrong in that match and proceed to do it differently, because being angry the next time's not going to help you. Like, you'll be shaky, you'll be like all these things.
And my biggest point is attacking people. Like, he says, like, LeBron James gets angry, Tom Brady gets angry, but when they do it, I mean, he's a professional too.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, like, it makes more rational sense for people on the professional
level.
And
but when they do it, like, if you see them, they'll always have things. They're like, "Are you upset?" And they're like, "Yes, I'm upset. Why I'm upset? Because I am lost." But then they don't reflect it and they put it on themselves. Like, I'm upset because I failed my team. I failed my capability. So I am upset. I'm internally this. They don't tell the reporter, like, "Oh, you don't get to tell me you're upset because you're sorry. You suck. So you don't understand." We're like, no, it's always, it's something for me. So to outwardly lash out, back at someone, I feel like it's just, you shouldn't do that. And like you said, it makes gamers as a whole look bad. And since Ninja is essentially our only celebrity, we really ain't got no one else. So it is what it is.
So let me roll back here. I definitely think we should promote Sonic Fox. They are much, much better at never being angry. Stand up, always crafting, learning new skills, person of color, queer. Just saying.
And when they lose, I feel like they lose with grace, always.
I follow them on Twitter, and they always promote, like, if they lose in a new game, like, oh man, I faced this person, they were so much better than me. Like, it's impressive to see people younger than me being better. It gives me hope. I'm like, awesome, building up the community.
And no way did they say they were not upset that they lost. I'm sure they were.
Right? I mean, because again, like, it's a natural. We're not saying suppress your anger. That's ridiculous. It's a natural human experience. You just have to do something constructive with it.
Yes, and like all human experiences, we have them. We have them regularly.
So here are some of ours.
So what's been going on with you, Jared?
Okay, so I'm thinking about where to begin with this. So.
Oh man. Oh.
No.
Let me strap in here.
It's not a long experience. The long and short of it is, I finally got an assay at work to work. So here's some spilling of the tea of how science works.
Okay.
Right.
How does science work?
Here's how science works. First, you get your pipette. Okay. So I was trying to repeat an assay done by a different lab.
What is an assay?
Great question. Right. Okay.
You
So,
said it 3 times, and I was like, I don't know what this is.
it's a very generic term, meaning I was trying to do repeat, not an experiment. That's what the public will think I was doing. An experiment.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Right. This is why it's hard for me to break it down because like I don't know where to start in terms.
You
of
got
like,
an experiment
biology.
to work.
I
How
got
about
an
that?
experiment to work. Right. And so I was trying to repeat it from another lab, and so spilling some tea. So labs publish things in papers, but the papers aren't always 1,000% accurate. that sounds very bad. So the conclusions are more or less correct. The actual directions in the papers aren't always correct. So they were labeling some of their supplies with the same name. So
That sounds hella confusing.
right. So they labeled. I'm just going to use the words now. Primers as F1 and R1.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked up. So I downloaded them, ordered those, got them, did the experiment, and it failed.
Horribly, I assume.
Pretty horribly. And so I then ask. I fortunately, this always doesn't happen. The lab is actually in my workplace. It's not at a different institution or university or center.
You can go ask people.
I can ask people. Also, my boss has a professional relationship with their boss. So I was able to nudge him, to nudge her, to nudge their lab to give me the answers, which very blessed that avenue is open for me. So I was like, hey, just to confirm, F1 and R1 are supposed to be this DNA sequence, right? And they said, oh, no. There we go. That makes a lot of sense. So they gave me the right ones, and then they told me to do it at a very low temperature, which
was not in the journal, I assume.
Is also not in the journal, right? So I do it anyway because, again, when you're doing experiments, you just do it the exact way they did it at first and see if you can repeat it. So it worked, but it was really gross and messy looking. And I'm like, well, okay, let me calculate this out, see what it's supposed to be. I was able to recalculate it, got a different temperature that I was supposed to be doing the experiment at, did it, and now it works beautifully. Yay! So why was all of this, what was all this hullabaloo about?
The progression of science.
So I've personally made new cell lines that track for people. I mean, I keep looking at Odell as my does the science jargon make sense?
I mean, people know what cells are, cell lines. We get if it gets too far, I will ask for explanation for the viewers.
Thank you. So I've made a new series of cell lines, but of course we have to validate that they are what I say they are. So this is one of 4 experiments that I have to do to certify that they are correct.
Well, all right.
Thank you.
Go you.
So this has been 5 years in the making.
Oh my! All right.
And we're finally at the part where we're rubber meeting the road. We can start putting the metal to the. So
when do you get your $200,000 checks for contributions to science?
LOL. Here's some more tea to spill about science. We don't make money. We don't make any money. So I do not have my PhD. I am a senior research assistant is my official title. I'm making in the same range of salary as someone who is a postdoc, someone who earned their PhD and has stayed on or moved on to a different lab and is now doing actual PhD work.
That's disheartening.
Admittedly, they have a higher earning potential than I do. They can open a lab and they do have the chance to make the money. But until they hit that level, they're just kind of scrubbing along here. Until they're 20 years out from earning money.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
And that's of course assuming that their lab actually hits something impressive. And they might not.
All right. So what's been going on with me? I landed some pitches at some big sites, so
woo!
Hopefully soonish. I don't know. You'll see my byline on some bigger sites. Woo. I don't know. I think my Twitter following has been steadily growing. I get 2 to 3 people a day.
Nice.
That eventually adds up, and I'm just I don't know why.
Because you were on the diversity panel.
Maybe. Maybe.
Are you going to be able to panel on East?
No.
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm kind of sad now. Now I got like the panel. Now I've been on the panel. I got the panel itch. What about this? I'm not officially scheduled to be on a panel, but if I somehow end up on one, I won't complain.
But I am always open to invitations.
I got some panel ideas for West I'm gonna push. Now I got the panel itch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Job's been going well. I usually have some job roles. I'm still at the same job. Woohoo.
Welcome to the working world.
Yeah.
Working 9 to 5.
I just applied to E3 the other day, so gonna get E3. Oh, Comic-Con. We already got approved for our pass. I just need to sign those. So I get a chance to see.
E3. I heard everybody was leaving that.
So we made 90 episodes. 10 more, we'll be at 100.
Woo!
I don't know what we're gonna do. I feel like we gotta do something special.
Set fire to the desk and never do a podcast again.
Oh, if I get a fancy new job, what would that be? Our 100th episode will be my goodbye special.
There you go.
Calling it out. I didn't make an exciting breakthrough at the lab, but I got new business cards at work.
That's also. These are all steps.
Yeah. So I feel like slowly but surely my progression in the gaming sphere is growing. And my regular life is cool, no kids still, knock on whatever wood, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
About to be 30, that's exciting. Well, actually I'm not, that's not until August, that's a ways away.
Yeah, it's this year.
Yeah, this year, I'll be 30, still no kids, knocking on wood.
That you know of.
Oh, God. You know what, Jed, I'm loud. You'll be one of the few people who are like, I got someone pregnant. I'll just, I feel like before I can even be shocked that there would just be a list of just so many questions. Just so many, like the pregnancy wouldn't even be shocking. Like the fact that it happened, with out of the blue, I'll just have so many questions, and then I'll be like, Jared as a father.
Let's just axe this whole topic right here. Other things that I've been doing, I started playing Breath of the Wild Master Mode.
Ooh, how hard is that?
Pretty darn hard. So I hit a minor test of strength and died 6 to 8 times.
Before beating it, or just before moving on?
Before beating it,
I
beat it. But it's not even just the fact, the game is fully aware that you already beat the game once. So the fact that you know how to perfect block and parry rush, flurry rush. Also,
even the enemy movements change up. They're not just more health bars and more damage.
Yep. They switch it up. They
I respect that.
The health bar recovers. It is really just cranked it to master mode.
I will say that because I always found it annoying that a master, when they're just like, oh, you just take double the damage, you do less the damage. I'm like, that's less of a challenge and more of just, I will just eventually get strong enough to where it stops being a factor.
Right. But no, because also, remember, weapon degradation is still a thing. So I can't just be like, sweet, I found my 50 attack broadsword. Nope. That's going to break, and you only made it through about 5 bokoblins.
And they're going to regain health?
And no, I beat 1 camp, but now I have to keep going, There's more than 5 in all of Hyrule.
I remember when I started doing the test, because, even at first on regular, the minors, they're still pretty, challenging, but I like the point you get, strong, and you just walk in, minor, it always felt so satisfied to, one hit.
Sorry, okay.
It felt like the equivalent of any anime where you're above whatever levels they use to merit power, and you go back and then you're just here's the.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm ever gonna hit that level, but
did you ever be a Lionel in Master Mode?
That's my goal. But people who did hit the level are our patrons.
Woo! Thank you for supporting the show. We always appreciate you. For $1 a month, subscribe, support the show, support our growth. Woo! See the names.
You get the raw audio, unedited, early, and I think that's fun. You get to hear bloopers or things you might have otherwise cut out of the show.
Yeah, and honestly, if you donate more money, you can get prizes. We haven't gave away any of the prizes yet because no one reached that level. But if you do, I guess you win by default. But anyway, follow the show at FC Podcast 23 and follow me at Harmon Jr. on all your favorite social media.
And you can follow me, Fradette, on all your favorite social media at Velo.
Have a great week, everybody.